Hello, everybody. It's time for Pepsi Man on the Mystery Race Night. 5 players.
That's what we're about. We're about Pepsi for TV game.
The first time I beat this was in the shuffler, but I played it many times. I got pretty good at it. I am ready to go.
I've only played through it once, but it's it can be nasty. I will go ahead and give them the countdown.
I'm gonna grab Spritz's audio here.
This this title screen doesn't have any audio as far as I know, so
That's true.
still got that Snolf icon down there. People
yeah.
love their Snolf.
I guess I'll fix that. "30 minutes on the clock."
I told them to take a look at the controls in the key config in-game. They're a little bit... There's a little bit that you really want to know, which is that all of your actions are on one button. Aside from jump, there's only one more button you really care about, and it does everything else. It speeds you up, it slows you down, and it ducks under things. And so if you don't really understand how those work, this game's going to be pretty painful. I did specifically give them my personal save file from when I played this last, so they would have free play unlocked. And that's going to give them 99 lives per section. We won't really see right away the parts that make that matter, but when the game gets a little further along, having only 3 or 4 lives can become pretty challenging to make any progress. So.
Stage 1 is a pretty good introduction to how this game works, and stage 2 is immediately throwing you into the wall. And after that, it's just merciless. That last stage is very much so.
Yeah, I would definitely say that this becomes tricky, not slowly, but I don't think it ever gets to the point where I would really describe this as a hard game. Like someone had asked, since I was giving them a access to free play so that they would have infinite lives, they're like, is this a hard game? And I would say, I don't think of it as a hard game. Like, I beat the whole game in one night, in a handful of hours. But it definitely gets kind of punishing toward the end.
It's hard when it's shuffling and you haven't memorized it yet. I think the hardest part about it,
for sure.
The thing I don't like is the dash button. I think always being available allows you to desync some obstacles in a way that I don't think is really correct.
Sure.
Like,
I can get that, for sure.
You can mash
you expect
it
all these things to line up, and if you're just hammering on that button, some things just don't.
Yeah, and sometimes they expect you to use it, and it's like, it's hard to figure out when you're supposed to be dashing. Obviously, if you're speedrunning it, you're probably mashing that the whole time, but there's a couple obstacles that are just going to get you if you don't have it correct. Your health bar is the Pepsi in the top left. Not the number, the blinking icon, the spinning icon, and it fades when you take damage, but if you pick up some Pepsi, you can fix it. There's some things that just kill you instantly anyway, though, like being hit by a car.
I love fixing my internal Pepsi.
Yeah. The chase at the end is much easier than the one in Crash Bandicoot, in my opinion. People thought it was hard. I didn't understand. I didn't have that much trouble with it. I guess the hard part of it is it's kind of rude with the if you try to jump, sometimes they shoot you out of the sky, and if you get hit, you're closer to it, so it gets harder and harder to dodge.
Okay, we got Okami with our first clear of scene 2. The part that I remember, the part that I have a memory for being pretty rough was when you're running through the desert down the road and the vehicle's dropping like logs at you, but they're in this weird sort of desynced pattern. I remember that tripping me up for a little while.
The chase?
Yeah, I think you're running at a vehicle that's dropping logs.
Yeah.
It's been a year since I played this, so I don't remember every scene.
They do it forward and backwards, so that one is one of the ones where if you, I think it's the first time they do it. If you jump, sometimes they throw logs in the sky, so if you try to jump too much, they punish you for that too.
Right. Yeah, I didn't even notice that Fractal is playing with a different costume. It's one of the things you unlock when you play through the game is new costumes, and so the save file I gave must have had at least one more costume unlocked.
Beating the game quickly gives you one. Beating the game at all gives you another one. And then there's one more. There's like a wireframe Pepsi Man you can get.
Yeah, I think that's for getting all of the Pepsi cans in every level.
Yeah, pain in the ass. Stealth Pepsi Man is for expert mode, which is a thing that you can unlock by beating the game quickly. But there's at least 4 costumes.
Got Okami here running through the streets of the dystopian future where Pepsi still exists and is still beloved by all.
The chase is not random, so you could memorize this if you really had to.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
But it's reactable for the most part, unless you take too many hits, and then it becomes not this one, the other ones, where the enemy chasing you is actually what's throwing obstacles at you, pretty much. These ones where it's in front of you, getting hit doesn't really matter. So this first one's reasonable. I think the others are less so, but they're still doable. I still tend to get them in one or two tries. One of the games I was trying to speedrun way back when was Teslagrad. It's this nice hand-drawn platformer. And I think Frozen Trilly is the Pepsi Man guy at HTQ, is that right?
And he also runs Teslagrad. So.
Yeah, that's how I met him. And he just happened to be the Pepsi Man guy. I'm like, I know that guy.
That's funny. Small world, you know?
Yeah,
we all find our own way back to Pepsi.
Teslagrad has like 3-4 games in the series, and I haven't seen the other ones yet. I did a full LP, the first one. Thought it was neat. My avatar, or one of my emotes is the avatar from that first game, the cat. That's the one. I've only been in trouble with Twitch staff a few times. One of them was they didn't think I had permission to use that. And they yelled at me, but I did. I actually did get permission from the dev. I just didn't communicate that. The other one was I streamed New Vegas the minute it was unlocked on Steam, and they thought I stole it and banned my channel for a day. I didn't do that either. I guess there were a bunch of people streaming illegal copies of New Vegas early.
I guess so. Nowadays, if everyone wants to play a game early, they just buy it from Australia.
Man, New Vegas is good.
I gotta play through some of the Fallout games I never played.
Which ones you working on?
The only Fallout game I've ever played is, I think, Fallout 3. A long time ago.
Oh, it's a game, I guess. New Vegas is the good one. 4 is worse than 3, I think, but some people like it. I don't know.
Which one's the one with the town at the beginning that you can blow up?
Oh, that's 3.
Okay, so then so I got the right one. Okay, I was just trying to remember if I was thinking of the right game.
I like the system that 3 created. I thought it was really neat. The writing is so bad, and the world is all tunnels and just uninteresting. 3 is okay otherwise. I mean, the writing is the video game morality of free the slaves or help the slavers. Like that's the morality.
Right.
Like that just sucks. So there's that, and then there's the story itself, which is like weird. The story itself being, you want to save all humanity or poison the water for no reason.
That's how I feel at the beginning. Every time or the 2 times I've played Final Fantasy Tactics, Chapter 1's moral responses are all like, does the racist have a point or no? Do you think that common people are all scum as well, or do you disagree?
Have you played Tactics Ogre?
I have.
It's extremely similar, but it has a whole different slew of problems. There's a remake on Steam that fixed some of them but made new ones. It never is correct. They're never gonna nail it down. But the writing in that is as good as Final Fantasy Tactics, and the system's very similar because same devs.
Yeah.
The first choice in that game is a similar kind of thing, but I think it's a little bit less clear what to do. I love the tactics games with the path choices. And that one has like a bunch of different endings based on what you do, and you can get completely different missions, like wildly different. One mission you'll have this if you decide to be loyal to the crown, there's gonna be like this bounty hunter who you think is a cool guy, and then you find out what a shitbag he is if you're not loyal to the crown and you go the other route. Like he's chasing you down and he sucks real bad.
Yeah, that'll do it.
But he's absolutely one of your best friends in the other run. And you just don't know how much he sucks. You just don't hear any of that. Anyway, Pepsi Man. Pepsi or Coke?
Well, I'm a Coke guy myself, but they didn't make good video games. They only made the Coca-Cola kid for the Game Gear, right?
I only heard it on a TikTok, but I heard that Pepsi bought a bunch of restaurants to force them to do Pepsi. That's why they didn't have Pepsi at all.
Yeah, I think PepsiCo owns or owned for some period of time the like Pizza Hut, Taco Bell, KFC joint brand.
Yeah, just so that they could force their drink. As for Fallout, New Vegas is exciting because it goes back to the old systems of like 1 and 2, where you actually care what your int is and stuff. If your int is low, you get comedy options where you're really stupid. And if it's if your like charisma's high and stuff, you get a whole bunch of new options for dialogue, and you actually have real choices you can do to get around problems instead of just shooting everybody.
Nice.
So it's a replayable game. And there are also like 5 different major faction choice endings you can do, and at least 3 of them are not crazy, like just pure evil.
Right. I've been wanting to do a playthrough or a replay of Disco Elysium for so long because it feels very similar to that. You know, there's not. I mean, there are some wrong choices, but there's not a lot of wrong choices you can make, and they end up giving you very different results in dialogue and outcomes and very replayable options.
I haven't played that yet.
It's very good. I liked it a lot.
I got a big list. I'm gonna try to fix the resolution on the players here a little bit, here and there. It ain't perfect. There's a lot of like timed sections in this game, but the checkpoints do account for that in as much as they never give you a situation you can't win. Sometimes it comes down to like the absolute last second where you're mashing.
I think
dash.
This spot right here that Okami's on was one of the types you were talking about, where if you dash too much, you end up getting out of sync with these very specific timings of 2 vehicles passing one another.
Yeah, this is one of the worst ones for it. if you dash constantly here, it is an easier stage. But if you like dash only a little bit, you're gonna get run over. Like there's gonna be situations where a truck's on the left and you're on the right, and then a car comes behind you and runs you down and kills you. It's gonna happen. When you get to the motorcycle part, though, if you just keep dashing, they don't even pose a threat. You can just ditch a third of the stage.
Nice.
And this is a log truck you were talking about, which is just recognizing if you need to slide or duck, which I like as an obstacle. It's a good Mario Party game here. And yeah, their dash is making that harder too.
Looks like a few of our players might not be playing with free play, despite the fact it looked like everyone had access to it, because I'm seeing people with 2 and 3 lives.
Yeah, that's been the case.
Which I don't think they just burn through 99.
Well, they can go to the menu and choose the level they're on if they get stuck. They're gonna lose their checkpoint though.
Yeah.
You get really good at this game when you learn it. It feels challenging the first time. Second time, it's much easier. And once you've memorized all of it and learned what kind of timing you're looking for, this would be an easy one to speedrun. Not like get a world record in, but just be decent at.
Sure.
Fire's dealing with the last bit of this area, and this is one of the tightly timed things. If you get hit by too many of these fellas on the street, you won't make it in time, and if you fall down here, you'll just be dead.
That's pretty rough.
Even though the stage ends with you falling off the roof. Can't do it until then. And there we saw Candace Weapon getting hit by the truck on the left, car on the right, nowhere to run.
Just die.
If you don't dash these motorcycle guys, they come in from behind. If you're in front of them, they'll kill you. Then they'll swerve in front of you to try and block you, and you have to move left. But if you dash at the right time, you'll just leave them in the dust. And that's true of every single version of them, even the one where there's 2 of them at once.
Players are making great progress. We're definitely seeing the parts of the game where it starts to get a little nasty.
Yeah, these last 2 stages. This desert's challenging, but I think the last world, the entire part of it just starts hard and it gets ridiculous, and then it ends with a chase it's the hardest chase probably, but it's not as hard as the part before it, in my opinion. Oh man, the 90-degree turn into the car wash wall.
That you can apparently somehow fail.
Kami is almost in World 4. We played any other big branded games in the 90s?
I mean, growing up, I was a big, like, PC Flash game kid, so I played tons of official Flash and Shockwave games for different brands, but I'm trying to think of, like, ones that I grew up with. I played Cool Spot a lot. I played Cool Spot a lot for the Super Nintendo. That was a good one.
Yeah, Darkened Sky somehow is Skittles, even though it doesn't say that on anywhere on it.
I speedran the game Darkened Sky, but I didn't play it as a kid. I discovered that one as a full-grown adult and made that decision myself. So I have no excuse.
I saw Sneak King at yard sale for like $3. Did not buy it.
I've heard that that's actually good. I've never played it myself, but I've heard from people that Sneak King is actually fun. Yeah, I don't think anyone's ever told me that was their favorite video game or anything. I just mean, like, your expectations for a licensed game, it exceeds those at least.
Forgot about the mine section that Okami is dealing with right now. I had a lot of trouble with this, but they're almost through it. Shuffling it makes it really hard because it's easy to forget the parts that will kill you. And I think from around this point is where I'd only played it in the shuffler. They're one chase away from the world score. They have 10 minutes left. They might clear this.
The factory at the end was the part that I remembered struggling with the most. I don't know if it's really that bad or not, but I remember the factory giving me trouble.
Checkpoints in this game are on balloons, and if you are not fast enough or don't jump into them, you can miss them like Fractical just did, even though you tried to hit it.
Well, we don't want the game to be too easy, right?
Yeah. And Okami's dealing with the log throw that punishes you for jumping too much. You can't possibly know it's going to throw those. You just have to try not to jump unless you absolutely must. Given a choice, stay on the ground.
I think the thing that annoyed me the most about this level here is that the worse you're doing, the closer it gets, and so it's harder to respond. It's asinine that it becomes harder the harder time you're having.
Yeah, that's what it does, alright. The last two chases are both like that. Because the obstacle's coming from this thing and you can't see. Okami dying right there? No, it made it. Nice.
Wow. Down to the wire, too.
Pepsi Man. Alright, the threat here in this stage Okami's on is hits and cars coming directly at you, killing you instantly. These signs, the green like road signs, always fall down. Every single one of them. You have to learn that that's an obstacle. And a consistent one too. You see it, it will always fall in your face. The vans come out fast too. There's going to be some treadmills later that will, if you take any hit at all, they'll just slowly wheel you into the pit and kill you. A really annoying way to die.
Players are all staying pretty close. I'm impressed by that. We've got, I think Okami's at the beginning of stage 4.
Plenty of time to clear it if they do well. 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's the trick.
I believe it's a 3-section game, so they're halfway through section 1 of the last level. And you get checkpoint every quarter, pretty much.
May not be obvious, but the tricky thing about the part when you have the garbage can on your head is that your controls are reversed during this.
Movement's really
already
slow.
Yeah, you're not terribly mobile, which means that if you make a wrong choice, it's very hard to correct it. But additionally, it also reverses your controls.
The road sign's gonna fall down. Oh!
There was no way to predict this.
Yeah,
Oh no! Okami was right at the end of the stage!
Your momentum needs to sprint when you stand up to get over a pit like that, and there's no room to sprint.
There we go.
Uh-oh. It's gonna be close.
Oh, no. Think Okami's got this?
No.
Oh. Oh my god. That was so close! That's so rude.
Timer is tight on these checkpoints on purpose. I don't know what their time was when they got here, but I bet they had more than this. It's not like the checkpoint locked in what their timer was. It's definitely preset to be just like this.
There we go. Easily handled. That's how close she was last time. Which I think is going to take Okami into the inside of the factory. And these were the stages that I have a memory of being pretty tricky.
Yeah, this stage right here. This whole section. And then the section after this is a little bit, I think, lighter. These treadmills are really gross. Because of the way the timer works, you don't really need to like rush, but if you don't, the boxes are not going to be synchronized in a way you can get through them. They're going to block both lanes, and it's another case of if you don't dash just right, you're gonna eat it, and it's hard to tell what the game wants here, especially. There's at least one part coming up where there's a box that's chasing another one, and if you don't dash right away, you're not going to make it through. It's only a little bit of damage though. A lot of these bits are next to treadmills, and taking a hit on them is gonna get you. This is the part right here.
Well, that was a no-win scenario.
Yeah, this guy don't have brakes. Pepsi Man's gonna run no matter what you say. But Okami has beaten the treadmills, which I think is the hardest part of the game, in no time at all. Only a minute left, unfortunately, they're not going to clear it, but they maybe can finish more checkpoints. These pipe jumps are also pretty tight. If you pay real close attention to what's coming up, you can react to it. But they're asking for some strange architecture to read here. Time. With
That's
Spritz,
it for us.
Spritz and Kindest on Pepsi City. Kindest is in third. Practical and Bloodfire are in the same place. Exactly the same place, fighting the boss of 3. Woodpile that hates Pepsi. Pepsi for TV game.
Pepsi for TV game.
Need to watch more stuff that guy's in.
The Pepsi Man?
Yeah. Mike Butters.
We can do that. Yeah, Mike Butters.
He's in Saw 4. And Titanic.
Oh my god, is he?
Yeah, and Saw 3. Maybe he's just the Saw guy, I don't know. Yeah, he is. He's just in Saw. He's in all the Saws.
Oh my lord. Well, that was a ton of fun.
Yeah, this is a good choice. This one's always fun. Thanks for joining me out the blues. Are you doing any broadcasting?
Yeah, I think I will be.
Alrighty. Post over to
Take it
you.
easy.
Have a good one. See you later, YouTube and Twitch. Oh, I am probably going to try something, if not tomorrow, then sometime this week, something new that I think will be fun. Just like a very low effort, not really game show, but game show adjacent kind of fooling around thing tomorrow, maybe, instead of actually playing video games. It'll be a trivia kind of thing. Hey, see you later.